All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. So we have succeeded in declaring the variable that we want. We declare a constant called this pi. We say pi is equal to 3.142. Please, we are writing a program to find the area of what, of a cycle. All right, so this is my pi. Now I can say, I can now pass in the pi that I've declared inside there, which is going to be what, pi. I hope I have access to it. Is it a capital P, pi? Then it's going to be asterisk, which is going to be multiplication, Abby. Asterisk, the pi asterisk, the radius. Our radius is 20, so I'm going to have my dollar sign, my arrow. Then if you want to get power, power is also an arithmetic operator. You use asterisk asterisk, okay, because the formula is pi arrow square. That means wherever is your radius, multiplied by what, by 2. That is the formula. So comment this one out. What am I echoing out? I'm actually echoing area of what, circle. Echo, I'm going to have my dollar sign, area of what, circle. Pass my stuff here. I run my program. You can see that this 1256.8 is actually the value for the area of a what, of a cycle, based on what we are having in this particular, in our program here. Right, based on what we are having in our program here. All right, so let's move further. The next thing I want us to talk about is the increment operator. Sometimes if you are seeing a conditional sequence, a conditional statement, please, any question concerning this? If there's no question, let me continue. All right, let me continue. So in a conditional program, all right, that you want to increment a number, you want to increment a, let's say, an operator. Let's say I want to increment, you can see that my a here is what, my a is what, is 20. So let me just put it inside the comments, so that in case you are reading it, you understand what it's all about. uh, Increment operator. Let's say I want to increment, a is 20 here, right? I want to increment a by 1. I can say echo, all right, dollar sign, then I'll say a, let's use plus plus, echo dollar sign a plus plus. If I refresh what I have here, I'm having 20. I want you guys to, let me put a quotation here, then I'll have my bracket inside. So now, when I said echo a plus plus, you can see that I'm still getting what, 20. But if I come here and I said plus plus a, look at it too, I say plus plus a, see what I'm going to have. I'm having 21. It means that I'm incrementing a by what, by 1. So what we mean by the increment operator is that we're having plus plus, you are incrementing it by 1. So plus plus is actually an increment operator. These are the operator we have under that family. We have plus plus, we have minus minus for decrement, we have some people say we have another one which is we use for assignment though. So if I want to increment or I want to decrement, I will use plus plus, the variable name, all right, then minus minus the what, the variable name. Let's assume that I want to decrement uh whatever value, I want to decrement something like 5. I'll just call echo, all right, echo, I will say minus minus dollar sign what, b. So let me put a dot here so that we'll see that it's going to appear on the next word space, b arrow. So if I run this program, what do we have for 5 when b was actually declared is 5, because I use minus minus, 1 as what has been removed. Let's say I continue to echo this, it will get to a point that I will be having 0. You can see that 2 3 1. So let me add a break here. So when I get to a place whereby it's no longer available, you see that it will not show anything. If 1 is the last. But let's see that of increments. I want to be increasing A. So if I store this, I refresh, you see that A started from what? 21, 22, 23, 24. Increment operator had 1 to what? To your value. Please, are you there? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the assignment operator can have a math what operation. Assignment operator can also have a math operation. It means that after the increment and the decrement operator, we have what we call the assignment what operator. So let me have a comment here. Assignment what? Assignment what? We are looking at operator actually, because it's actually is another thing you need to know if you are doing software what engineering or software development, or as the case may be. Now, what do we mean by assignments? I want to establish this in programming. In programming, this equals to is not regarded as equals to. Hello, it's becoming interesting, right? This equals to is not regarded as equals to in programming. This equals to is regarded as declaration. All right, is actually regarded as declaration. It's not equal. It's not equality symbol. You can see that I've been using it here. A is equals to 20, B is equals to 5. Even myself, I'll be calling equal to, because of the way our school have taught us. Okay, it has already been registered in my subconscious mind, so I can't change it easily. In programming, this is not actually called equal to. All right, this is not actually called what? Equal to. The real equal to in programming is this: equals what? Equals. Okay, equals is the real equal to in programming. Then by the assignment operator, we have other assignment operator like plus equals to, we have something like minus equals to, we have something like modulus. What's going on now? So we have something like modulus equals to, which is going to be your percentage symbol equals to. We have something like asterisk equals to. We have something like asterisk what equals to. Okay, so there are a lot of them. So let's begin to give an example one after the words, one after the other. So permit me to comment this place out. So let me refresh. You can see that I'm going to go back to my code. Uh, so let's see, it's just a shorthand way of writing your program. Look at it. If I say echo, if I say echo, I said, what am I echoing? I want to say, I want to pass in dollar sign $a plus, sorry, yeah, plus equals to what? Dollar sign what? B. See what's going to happen here. Please remember, my variable is starting from here. Oh. My A is this, or let me comment this one out, and it's going to give me error here. So you know what I'll do? I'll comment this part out. But this variable here, I will redeclare it so that you will see what's going on. I'll copy it, I'll bring it here because it's becoming too far. So my A is 20, my B is 5, my C is what? Is 100. All right, that is what I have. Okay, now if I say echo A plus equals to what? B, which is part of the example in the assignment operator. What do you see that? What do you notice I'm having? I'm having 25. It means that 20 plus what? Plus 5. That will give you 25. So now this is actually a short way of writing this. This can also be written as, let me put a bracket close. I put a BRO here. I put a BRO here so that I want to do something. I have something here. So let me show you something. I said, let's say I want to declare something. I said, $sign arrow, $sign arrow equals to $sign A plus $sign what? B. Then inside here, I'm echoing what? $sign what? R. So this should have my semicolon here. So if I run this, I refresh my browser, I'm having a big fat error. Where is the error coming from? Inline what? 60 what? 2. I echo this.
Recording has stopped.
My line 62. Why is the error? It said a non-numerical value encountered. A non-numerical value was encountered. That's because of this part here. So let me store this, then I'll refresh. What do you notice I'm having? I'm still having my 20 watts, 25 printed out. So what I'm saying in essence is this method, right, is a shorthand of these two code that you are seeing here. Okay, if I still refresh it, I'll still be having this printed out. What is the error? It should be a quote. What's going on? Echo A, echo $sign A equals to $sign what? B. A non-numerical words method. But I'm still getting my 25 printed out. So the error should be coming from this part here. That's one thing about this. Let me comment this one out also. So line 62, all this code that I have here, let me comment them out. That's Mohammed, blah blah blah. Where is this error coming from now? Line 62. My line 62 is actually correct, which is actually C, but the variable I didn't call it. So why are you giving me that error? So that's one thing about commenting and uncommenting. So look at this one now. PHP opened, then PHP closed. So it's correct. A is this, B is this. Let me comment this one out so that I will figure out what's going on here. Alright, so echo this. So what's now going on here is this, echo $sign A plus equals to $sign B, but this is correct. This is actually correct. So why is it giving me that error there? Alright, so it's because I was putting break statement inside there. That's why it was giving me that particular error. So what I'm saying is that this is shorthand of this one. Now if I want to pass in something else here, let's say I want to get the other way of writing this, I can actually say but why is you can say A minus equals to what? B. A minus equals to B, that will be reduction, right? That will be my A plus B is already 20. So let's comment this one out because it's going to confuse the program. You can see that it's 15. That's minus. So what this one is doing is that it's going to be 20 minus what? 5, which will give you what? 15. Okay. So what we are saying is that these are shorthand method of writing those particular words program. So the way we use to check for numbers, you can also use to check for we used to check for variable, which is the string. We can also use to check for float. So you can check if a number is float. I think I've looked at that before. Now there's something we call variable conversion. Do I still have this audience? There's something we call variable conversion. All right, they are still there. This one that I'm this whiteboard here. There's something we call variable conversion. Somebody has opened a whiteboard on his own place there. So how do we variable conversion? Is simply means converting from one variable type to another variable type. Converting from one variable type to another variable type. You can convert you can convert something like a number variable to a string, but you
Yeah.
can't convert a string variable to a number. So let's look at this. Let's look at it this way. My name is Ahmed. How do I convert my Ahmed to a number, to 23? It's never possible. Ahmed is Ahmed. Is string. String
Yeah.
are when you have a collection of alphabets. Alphabets are regarded as string in programming. Okay, so I can't convert, but I can convert something like a number to a string. How do you do that? You just pass that particular string inside a quote. Let's see. Now this particular variable that I have here, a is actually what? A number, abi? So if I come here, I put it inside a quote. Let me do something here. If you check the type, okay, we said that for us to check the type in PHP, we use what do we use? Get type, right? Yesterday class we use get type. Let's say I said echo get type method. So I pass in that variable there, which is going to be what? $sign what? A. I pass in $sign A inside here. All right, let's say I run this. You can see that 20 A in line 59 is integer. Abi, it's telling you that it's integer because it's a number. Now I want to convert this particular guy. I want to convert it to something like float. I'll pass it inside a quote. Method 1, I'll pass it inside a quote. Remember, I will say quote is either a single quote or a double quote. If I save it and I refresh, you can see that it's now what? A string, but it's still number that we have here. So what I'm saying in essence is this: we can convert number to what? To string. Now the question is, can we really convert string to number? It is possible. Okay, nothing is as far you are doing your software engineering course, one thing you have to put at the back of your mind is everything is possible. Okay, everything is possible. Do not say it's not possible. Okay, it is when you not tested it, you write the code and you see that it did not work, meaning it's not possible. It's more practical than speaking. Now let's say I want to convert this one back to what? To integer. All right, I want to convert this particular string to integer. I can declare a variable here. Let's say I said d $d equals to, all right, ints. I don't know if they have ints, but we have something like called in array. All right, they should have something called you can see int div, int var. I'm seeing int var there. I'm also seeing something like is there integer here? There's no integer words. There's no integer words method. There's no integer words method here. Let's say is ints. I think we have something like is ints. Now what we established yesterday class, that is integer is not actually converting if that is integer, is checking if it's actually what is integer. So if I said is int, all right, if I said is int, I pass in my $sign A inside my bracket here. My $sign A inside my bracket here. Let's say, and I said echo. I said echo what? My variable, which is $sign what? D. I close my bracket. Echo, which is $sign D. I close my what? My bracket. Then I refresh. you can see that nothing is displayed because the is integer is actually not uh is not doing the work. Okay, is not doing the work. Now if I want to convert this to integer in a normal real sense, I can say, for example, they have what they call int var. There's a method called int var. I think I should have access to it. You can see int div int var. This int var now, let's say I now said echo. If I say echo this guy, I have 20 there. Okay, which is this d, right? D is 20. We know that it's 20. Let me use get type. Get type. Get type. I pass here. You will see that this particular data type has been turned back to what, to integer. For you to know what's going on, I think I need to look for where to break something so that I do not be joining this other part here. Let me put a BRO here. Gosh. So are you seeing that it has been converted to what, to integer? See the line here, int var now. All right, in line 59 is actually a string. I hope you are seeing it, because it's in 20 is inside the what, a quote, because 20 is inside the what, is inside a quote. So what we now did in the other line there, we actually converted back to what, to integer. So I said something earlier, so I don't look as if I'm contradicting myself. Let me separate this code. This is different from this, so let me remove this one because this one is not actually doing anything there. Now let's declare a variable called string. Let's say name, $name. Please, hope the class is not boring us, sha. Hope we are not bored.
So where is in chat?
Okay, so let's say, all right, thank you very much. Let's say I declare a variable called name. All right, I said name is Usman. Name is what, is Usman. Now on a real sense, Usman here, you will agree with me that Usman here is actually a string. Okay, so if you want to check it, if I want to check it, I'll use the word, the get type, right? Echo get type. I have it here. Echo get type. I pass something here, which is going to be what, the $sign what, name, $name. If you check it, I think you should see something like a string. String will be printed out on your browser. So a string. Let me break this one so that I do not be joining with this guy here. So echo, let me use this single quotes. So I have something like this. Are you seeing it now? So you can know that this particular Usman that we have declared is actually a string. So let's convert Usman to what, to integer. Let's just see if it work, because we have to be curious. So $sign, let's say I said f equals to, so converting Usman to integer now, we are using that method called what, int var. Int var will pass what, the variable name, which is what, name here, which is name, right? Then what am I going to pass here? I'm going to echo it out. Echo what's the variable I'm passing here now, which is going to be what, f, close this. If I run this now, see what I'm going to have. You can see that this f now, I think I've break this one, is breaking to give you this one. Then int var, this is what, name. Let the name be printed out. Echo what, $sign what, name. Then bro dot BRO, break it out. Now I have something like this here. So let me refresh this. So we can see that this is Usman. Okay, we can see that this is actually Usman. All right, this is Usman. Now Usman was now converted to what? To integer. But we know that Usman is a what? Usman is a string. But that is int var, we convert the data type to integer. We have other conversions, so let me just pass it here so that you can try it on your own. Other method include float var. Float var is to convert to float. So we have something like int var, which we have actually looked at in this particular class. We have looked at here. So we have string var to convert to what? To string. So we have what? String what? String var. We have string var. So string var is a method to convert to what? To string. So you can go and check all of these on your own. Okay, you can go and check them on your own. So
bai shera da ya daura wani ko guda shi ga satin ba kun ba wanda ga ta daura wani kuma wanda ya banta
this is message again now. Thank you.
hello was online please
Please, we
hello
said you should mute your mic.
wala na yan wana dan masa ta kiri just come again ana rabo ne wallahi ne ke zuwa gaba gara an karaba shi nan wallahi
It is well. All right, so okay, now that's the conversion, variable conversion that we have looked at there. So let's just quickly look at some other methods that has to do with number manipulations. Other method that has to do with number manipulation before we move to conditional statements, because I need to teach you guys conditional statement to round up today's class. So you can see we have something like built-in method in JavaScript, something like ABS. Let's say method. Let me come here and pass in other methods. This person, I will remove this person from this
wai
group.
class da aka yi da
I will remove this person from this group.
ni ga ana lakta ta aka ma ha ganin nan
So we want to look at the method, other PHP method that has to do with what? That actually has to do with numbers. So let's look at let's say you want to display you want to remove absolute operator, something like you have let's say something like minus. Let's say I said minus. I said minus. You should know that minus 15 is what? If you say minus 15, what? Minus 15 should be printed out, right? You should see minus 15 printed out. But how do we remove the minus? We use what we call the absolute what? The absolute value. So absolute value, the abbreviation is a method in PHP called ABS. ABS, you pass in your value. So what's my value? The ABS of minus 15. The ABS of minus 15 is actually what? 15. The ABS of minus 15 is actually 15. So the two, this one that you're seeing that is attaching to it is It's because I want you guys to know what's going on. Let's say ABS minus what 15.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Somebody is raising up
Yeah.
their hand.
You said?
Please, Ahmed, can you speak out? You are raising up your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Speak.
I said that dollar F. What does it stand for? Does it stand for function or what?
Okay. Dollar F. Where did I use dollar F here? That dollar F is just a variable. You know, we said
All right. What happened?
if you are declaring
Hello?
a if you are declaring a variable, you if you are declaring a variable, that person should mute his mic. If not, I'll be removing him every time. So if you want to declare a variable in PHP, you use your what? Your dollar. That dollar F. Where did I declare the dollar F here? This part here, Abby. So you can see that I declared the variable somewhere, the dollar F. Anytime you are putting a dollar, it means that you want to declare variable in PHP. That's the programming word syntax. I think we have established this in the beginning of the class. We should not be going back there. So let's go back to, we are looking at methods. So the absolute value for 15 is actually 15. So this one, this ABS that you are seeing here, ABS is to remove the what? ABS is to remove the minus. So the absolute value for plus 15, the absolute value for plus 15 is actually what? 15. So absolute value is to remove the minus. So let's try another method. If I say echo absolute value for 20, my bad, absolute value for 20, absolute value for plus 20 is what? 20. So absolute value for this 20 is actually 20. So if you pass it inside ABS, let's say plus 20, I pass a plus here and I run my program, I will be in a very good shape. You can see that I'm still seeing what 20 printed words out. So that's one method. ABS is to bring out the absolute words, the absolute value in your program. So I'm going to also pass this here, dots, bracket, BRO, brackets. So everything will go to the next line. So that's what ABS. So we have, these are called math method. Okay, let's say you want to do something raised to power. PHP has what we call par. Is a beauty method. If I said par, let's say I want to say par, this is par. So what par does, that method, it accepts two parameters, the value and what you are raising it to. So 2 raised to power 2 is not 4, that will be 2 times 2. So if I come here and I say par, I said 2 comma what 2, 2 comma what 2, I pass this here. What you are going to be seeing printed out is what? Is 4, 2 raised to power 4. If you want to try and be my guess, if I say 2 raised to power 5, 2 raised to power 5, I will just change this here, I'll pass 5 here. That will be 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is what? 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So you should be seeing 32 printed out. So basically now, the power method is to raise it to what? To a power to wherever you want to what? Print it out. There is another method called square root. Let's assume that you are building a calculator application and you want to implement something like a square root of 2 number inside. So the method that we have in PHP is called sqrt. sqrt. Sqrt means what? Square root. That's the acronym. let me say square root of something like 16. Square root of 16 sqrt, sqrt. Square root of 16 is actually 4. So you see that you don't need anything to tell you. Your program will just give you your results. So square root of 16, sorry, I passed 4 here. My bad. Square root of 16 is actually 4. So you can see that this is now what you're having 4. Square root of 32, square root of something like 32. Let's say you have 32 inside here. So it will give you the square root. Square root of 32, I think, is there's no perfect square root for 32. Are you getting it? You can see it's 5.6, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But we have a perfect square root for 36. Square root of 36 is actually what? 6. Square root of 36 is actually what? 6. I save this one, then I refresh. I'll get my 6 printed out. So sqrt is a built-in method for what? For square roots in your PHP. Please mute your mic, sir. Please mute your mic. So I want to bring out other method. We have a method called to get the maximum. Let's say you have let's bring this. I have something like max. I want to get the max of between numbers in my bracket. 30, 10, let's say 60, let's say 4, let's say 40. I want my computer to print out the maximum number. I'll just come here, pass it inside echo. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just call max. I'll call the word the max. Echo what? Max. If I refresh this, look at it. The maximum number between 36, 10, 60, 40, is it not 60? So that's what max does. Alright. If you want to get the minimum number, it's just for you to use your min method. So that will be what? Min. Use your words min. So if I come here and I said min, I pass in min here. So the minimum value here is going to be what? 10. If I refresh, I should be having what? Printed 10 words executed. It's just a built-in method in PHP. You don't need to write any program about it. You don't need to do anything about it. Just be smart enough and use their method that is built in for you to be able to carry out your execution. Are we okay? Please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. I'm back now. Hello, please, any questions so far? Can I continue?
You can continue, sir.
Okay. Mohammed, hope you are following us. Usman, hope you are following us. You are with us.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's continue. So let's look at other methods that you can use in your PHP. So you can see that these methods are very, very easy for you to make use of in case you are writing your program. So the other method we have in PHP, we have round. What is rounding doing in your program? Let's say you want to round off or round down. My bad. So you want to round off, let's say you want to round off or round down. It's just for you to round, pass your round. So round accepts two parameters. What am I calling parameter? What I pass inside the bracket. Remember I said it's a method. So method must have a bracket open and what and close. Alright, let's say I want to round up, let's say I have 2.4. Let's say 12.4. So this place I should also be having 12.4. 12.4. So let's say this now the method is what is round. The method is what is round. All right, I store this program. Let's see, I refresh. What are you seeing here? You are seeing that 12 is printing out 12. It means that it tried to round off 4. When you round off, those of you that did mathematics, when you round off number that are below 5, it's not 0. 0 plus this number we give you. Let's say, what about when we have it like, we have something like 6 or 6 there. Are you seeing that now? I'm still having my 12 executed. Okay, I'm still having my 12 word executed. So what round does is that it displays the number before the decimal or the decimal point. What about in a scenario whereby you want to make use of the number? Okay, you want to make use of the decimal point alone. Remember, you are not to use remainder now, which is modulus operator. We have what we call ceil. Ceil is also a method in your PHP. If I turn this one to ceil, I turn it to ceil, I run my program, I refresh. What do you notice now? I'm getting what? 13, because ceil will round up the number here and pass it to the other number, which is going to be what? Which if you round up something like 6 is 1. 6 plus 12 plus 1 is what? Is 13. So what about if it is 4? If I have it as 4 and I use ceil to execute it, let's say I have something like 4 here. Yeah, I have something like 4 here and I use ceil to execute it. I'm still getting what? 13 printed out. So it's rounding up this number here and giving you what? Your results. So that's what ceil does. So the other method that we have is the floor method. Floor is making use of the decimal point, just like your round. That's what they call it in a programming language like JavaScript. So, but JavaScript call it math.floor. But let's see what PHP is seeing floor to be like. If I say floor, I have a floor here. I run it. I refresh it. What do you notice I'm having? I'm having 12 because the floor method. Save. Okay, I think I'm still okay. Because the floor method, what the floor method is doing, that is trying to round it up. It's making use of the decimal point. Let's say I have something like 6 here. I save it and I refresh. What do you see? I have 6 and I save, I refresh. I'm still having that my results printed out, which is going to be 12. So floor actually has to do with only the what? The number before the decimal point. If you want to get a decimal point, either you are using the round method or you are using the what? The ceil what? The ceil method. Is that okay? Now let's move further to conditional statement, because time is not longer on my side. Let's move further to a conditional statement. So what we are going to call the file, so it's going to be, we are going to create a new file here. Let's call it condition.php. This is a new file. Then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring out my boilerplate, which is going to be shaped 1. So we are looking at, I just want to quickly run through conditional statements before we call it a day, so that we relax. I save this. So let's launch that particular browser. So this one is no longer needed for us. So go back to admin. So let's go for condition.php, this one that we just declared here. Now we want to be looking at how to use conditional statements in PHP. That's what I want to just rush and do one example with you. Then we'll discuss, then we call it a word a day. So basically, a conditional statement is a statement that you use if you want to execute a particular word code with a certain word condition. All right, so how do you use that? Jerry, you are welcome. So how do you use conditional
Thank you, sir.
how do you use conditional statements in PHP? So let's look at how to handle that. So remember what I said, we are writing PHP inside what HTML. I just decided to do that today. So conditional what statement. Conditional statement. I refresh. Let's refresh our browser so that we see what we are working on. Conditional word statements. So now I can even echo it with PHP. So I can write it inside H1, which I'm going to say, I've told you guys, question mark PHP. Okay, then what do I do again? My question mark close. So what I'm going to pass here, I'm going to say conditional word statement. It's still going to be the same thing. So PHP can be written inside your HTML, conditional words statement. So what I'm going to pass here, I'm going to echo it. I can't just type it like that. I'll say echo in brackets conditional words statements. In brackets conditional word statement. Remember, we have to close our statements and run it. You can see that I'll still have the same thing. No error will be debugged out. But one thing you need to know, that I am actually inside the H1 element. If I turn this on to paragraph, all right, I turn this on to paragraph, my PHP can still work inside the words, your paragraph element in your words, in your program. You can see that's what you have. So anything you decide to pass here and say, let's say you want to style it, you can be my guest. Let's say I say st style. For those of you that understand HTML very well, so that will be text on the line, text text decoration, sorry, text decoration. So let's say I have something here, then underline, text decoration, I have underline. I using that I'm underlining, but what I'm underlining is actually a program I trigger with what, with PHP. You can see that it's very sweet. It is very sweet. It is very sweet. All right, so let's continue. So conditional statement, I have my open question mark PHP, there my brackets, I have something like this here. Okay, so what I'm going to pass here now is let's declare our variable. I declare a variable called age. Let's say age is equal to what, 20. I close my dollar sign. I declare another variable called, let's say, salary, somebody's salary, maybe it's Jerry's salary. Let's say salary, I say salary is equals to Jerry, how much will he give you as a salary? Now let's say 200,000 or 200,000. Your salary is 200,000, Abby. Maybe you are okay. So this is your salary. All right, I have two variables I've declared here. I have the the age of Jerry is 20, the salary of Jerry is what, is 200,000. Now we know what echo we do. Okay, if I say a conditional statement is using if statement. If statement is actually what we call condition, but if statement has a flow, control flow statement. If I said if, this is the syntax, please let me give you syntax before I start writing code so that somebody will know. You go for your condition. If your condition will come in here, all right, so remember what you need to do. You now need to what, to pass your statements, or statement. This is the syntax. I like to give you students syntax. So how do I apply this now? I can say if condition, if age dollar sign age. Remember I said inequality is equals. That's what PHP says as inequality. If age is equals to 20, all right, if age is equals to 20, echo salary, is 200. Let me just do something here. Is 200,000 Nigerian naira. If I save this, What do you see? Salary is 200 naira, 200,000 words naira. Look at what's going on here. This condition, the if condition is executed, if the condition is, this if statement is executed, if the condition is what is true. The if statement is executed if the condition is true. Age is what? Age is actually 20, right? From our variable declaration in line 13. Then I said echo was salary. But if I said is equals to 30, the condition is not true. If I refresh it now, I will not see anything printed out in my browser. Do you know why I'm not seeing anything printed out in my browser? Because this condition is actually a false. Because age is actually what? Is actually 20 and not what? 30. Please, do we understand? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
Alright, thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
Because age is actually 20, not 30. Okay? But in a scenario when I now turn the age to be something like 30, I save it, then I refresh. I should get this one printed out. So what I'm saying in essence is this. The condition, the statement is only executed when the condition is true. Every programming language has this syntax. Okay? Every programming language has this what? Has this syntax. Alright. Now, what if I want something to be triggered? What if I want something to be triggered, alright, when the condition is actually what? False. If I want something to be triggered when the condition is actually what? False. So that will not take us to what they normally use, curly brace, alright. They will pass it inside a curly brace, then here they will now close their what? Close the curly brace. This is my statement, alright. This is my statement here. This statement can still be here. If I still run this, I think my echo should have this one. If I still run this, you can see it's still printed out. But what about if I said age is equals to what? 40. If I turn age to be what? To be 40. That age is 32. If I say age is equal to 30, you can see that nothing is printed out. But I want the person that is reading my code to know that it's because age is not 34, that's why it's not printed out. Then I will pass in, we'll pass in what we call the else what? The else statement. So I'm going to say else echo, okay, echo dollar sign age, dollar sign, let me just say age is not 34 but is what? Is 30. So whoever is reading this program, instead of the person to be dumbfounded and be looking at your code, something will tell the person, oh, age is not 34 but is what? Is 30. So that's when we use the if what? If else what? Statement. That's how we use the word, the if else statement. Alright, so I will want to end PHP here today. Let me give room for questions. Let me give